everybody. Welcome to Keys to the Jet. My name is Red.
My name's Little Mikey.
Yeah. And who do we have for us today?
The Wolfman.
It's Wolfie. It's the Wolfman. We had this music on our live this last week, and people were like, "Oh my god, this sounds like a porn." Like, yeah, making you feel good on your inside bits. What's up, man? How's your day going, dude? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, anything for Big Mike back there, even though he calls himself Little Mike. He's
Woo!
huge Mike back there.
Irony, right?
Irony, that's right.
Fucking
That's right.
big motherfucker.
Yeah,
He
that's
takes
why they
one
call me-
step off a jet, dude. He doesn't need a ladder. You know what I mean? One
Man,
step up, one step down.
I know. He
I
can barely
have-
find me.
Back when I was not broken, I could physically push. I physically pushed an F-15 and I have physically pushed an F-22. Only a few inches.
That's what I'm gonna call. I don't know about the 22. I don't know, man. Come on, Mike. I was there. All right. It wasn't really, they were probably had some aircraft running behind it too.
There he is. Hey, what's up? What's up, hot dog aficionado?
Hello.
Oh, you gotta introduce yourself too. And joining us today is Blackbeard back with us today. Has anybody talked to Rhino?
Doing it all day long.
Has anybody talked to Rhino?
Yeah. Hey, I was getting into it.
Oh, let me turn it. Okay, my bad. Let me turn it back on.
Yeah. You feel it? Let's get it on.
Feel it in my naughty bits.
Let me see that pickle dick. Get it on. Hey, everybody.
Hey, so we were talking to Wolfie. He already introduced himself. You're fucking late, Blackbeard butt slut. Anyways,
Usual.
what? Take us through your background and what you do and what you did and what you like and what you don't like, and if you like long walks on the beach and shit, that kind of stuff.
I mean, I can't get down for that for the right price. It's how it goes.
$5. Oh,
Yeah.
show
$5
him the pickle dick whistle.
Oh, it's right here.
Maybe he'll do it for one of those. Yeah, it works
This
too.
one.
You got to demonstrate it.
Keys to the
Can you-
jet.
Can you demo it? See it to show that it worked.
I could, but see, I gotta.
The easy way out.
Not doing it on
Right.
camera.
See,
Well,
they
I
work.
came out of this stuff. I was a crew chief back in the old days, in the late 1900s, as it were.
Damn.
Back when there were no nothing you can get in trouble with really in the old days like that.
Hell yeah.
I worked on the 15, the C models with the Grim Reapers in Lake Mead for a couple of years, and then at Mountain Home in the 391st, and then up in
E-models?
Alaska. Yeah, E models and C models.
When
I
you-
did some of the Boers too.
Was
When
that
were you at
the?
Kickin Heath?
95 to 99, 95 to 98.
So we probably know
Hell
a lot of
yeah.
the same people.
Yeah,
A lot of
those
the guys.
no one leaves you safety, right? Everybody stays over there because it's great. It's
Mhm.
fantastic.
Right.
I wasn't up there, but a lot of the guys that raised me came from Lake and Heath.
Yeah, there are a bunch
Yeah.
of there's the old, like I said, the old crew,
Mhm.
old crew from USAFE, man, that just went from Bitburg to Schusterberg to Lake and Heath, and then as all those places closed, they push into the States and stuff like that. So
To Tyndall.
it's a
Fuck
Tyndall.
them.
That's right.
Fuck
So
them.
There was
when
a
it
bunch.
came over to
There was a
Tyndall,
bunch
well,
that came to Tyndall.
yeah,
And then-
Eglin had a bunch. Ralphie
Yeah.
Watt and those guys came up from Eglin when they moved those guys, those C models around. So yeah, the strikes at Mountain Home for a long time, and then the C models and the Boers for a bit, and then Osan as when they started doing away with the shred out stuff. Then up in Alaska, I was crash recovery in Alaska for a bit, and then we stood up the 22s,
Cool.
and then
I was gonna say, I think you were there when I got there.
fucking
Yeah.
raptor parties, dude. It's like a big fucking raptor party.
Man.
This podcast has turned into a
Everywhere.
giant raptor party.
So then,
Bullshit.
yeah,
We
you
need
were
more
there.
15 guys on here, dude.
So you were there when 90th was still E models.
Yeah.
Because-
We stood them up. Yeah. And those guys came across. That was like the original guys were like Charlie and Shep and all those guys, and you remember all those guys. They were part of
Yeah.
that original cadre that stood it up when the E models went away.
Talking about Grantham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah. Right underneath the C-17 when it crashed. You remember, you could see them. You could see them in the video towing that jet into the hangar when the C-17 goes overhead. So that was Charlie and those guys over there. So
Were
yeah,
you there
yeah,
when that happened?
yeah. I was sitting in the over in hangar 1 and looking out the window when it went
Okay.
down right there next to the tower.
Because I
So-
got
was
there
07.
right before that happened, like the week before that happened.
Yeah.
That's when I
Wow, that's
reported
bad, right? I mean, that
Mhm.
was bad. So I was over in the 525 when that happened.
Yeah, I was standing outside of the
Sorry.
slot.
Yeah.
We were all watching it.
Yeah,
No,
it
right.
was the biggest show in town at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So bad luck. That was crew chief was on board. You know that was one of the pilots was an ex crew chief who crossed over to the other side.
What was his name? Was like he was his family member or something through
Yeah.
marriage.
God, I can't
Triple
even
K?
think of his name.
Kukuk?
Yeah, something like no, it wasn't.
Oh,
Kukuk.
yeah.
It was a
No.
different guy. Kukuk was a crew chief with us, but he crossed
Yeah,
over.
but no, I thought he like had family member that was in it through his
Oh,
marriage.
man, I don't know if that was like his
Something like
brother-in-law
that.
or something. I don't remember what Kukuk said that guy's what the deal
Mhm.
was. He was an ex crew chief on 15s though, and he'd gone
Mhm.
over and become a pilot. They lived out in Eagle River because we had to go out to we went out to the house as part of the flow stuff. So tough break, but yeah, I did Lake and Heath or Elmo, and then when I left Elmo, I got the worst assignment in the entire world, which was Hill.
Oh,
work on the
dang.
man, and
Everybody hates Hill for some reason. I
Man.
wonder why that's a trend.
What is that?
You know-
It's, Utah?
yeah, it's just north of Salt Lake, but yeah, when you get to the base and the base commander, because you're a tenant unit, you're not even the flying units don't even own it, so you're a tenant unit, and sitting in briefing there, and the colonel for the base, she says, "Oh, and where are you with?" I was in the 388th fighter side. And she says, "Ooh, you're gonna love the local area though. You're gonna like it a lot." And I was like, "Wait, that's never a good sign." Yeah, my first duty day in that squadron was weekend duty working DDs on F-16s. Man, they called me on a Friday night. They said, "Hey, we need you to come in tomorrow. We're working." I'm like, "Man, we must be broke bad."
Was it
Walk in the door
the
and they're like, "We got a lot of DDs on airplanes we're trying to get rid of." I was like, "You got it."
F-16s? Okay, so what year was that?
That would have been 2009, 2010, right in there.
Oh,
The
wow.
Fujians or the
Yeah,
Black
the
Witters?
Fujians. Yeah, the Black Witters. Yeah. We were right next door. So, yeah, we worked. There wasn't enough crew chiefs there. We borrowed from each other all the time just to make
Dude,
to make it work.
those fucking F-16s that came from there were pieces of shit,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
We got 10 of them at Nellis for the civilian fucking squadron that I helped stand up. We got 10 of them from there, and they were the biggest piles of shit.
Oh, dude,
They
were
just like basically put a bunch of band-aids on them to fucking get them in the air, and then that was it. When they got to Nellis, they're like, "Good luck." I was like, "Oh fuck."
That sounds about right because they were bad when we had them. They were just like there was no help for them, man. It was constant work, man, and they had some insane. Well, I mean, they had some insane folks there, man. They just cared about one thing, and that was flying jets. It didn't matter what it looked like. And,
Yep.
man, they were dog shit jets, and they were new. They were new jets. As a Block 40s, man, they were new. They were 86, 89 models or something like that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah,
they
most
were
of them
new,
were
that's right.
most of them were 86 and 87. And
Yep.
I remember getting those things, and I was like, okay, first time on 16s, let's do it. And I was like, fuck, dude, this thing's a fucking pile of dog shit. Like
100%.
it took them 3 weeks to get one jet in the air to us because it was like, all right, this next jet's supposed to ferry in today. Couldn't get it off the ground. All right, it's supposed to come in the next week. All right, you guys be out there. It's supposed to come in. Okay, and like 120-degree weather. We're trying to, you know how F-16s are real tiny. We're trying to get shade underneath there, sitting out there all day, waiting on this jet. Nope. 3 weeks later, it's like, okay, all right, it barely made it in.
Dude,
Fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah, they were the worst, man. Yeah, there's nothing to say about them. They were trash, and it wasn't the guys who were maintaining them, of course, because they're all good maintainers. They were just shitty airplanes, man. They'd been ridden hard, man.
Well, it's probably same guys that came from USAF or PACAF, because the PACAF fucking motto is fly till they break, you know, and then fly them some more, you know.
I'm some more. Yes, the Cadena model.
Surge.
Yeah,
Break.
Well, they
Surge.
do it, you know?
Right.
They'd be all excited. They'd fly, they do 40, 45 lines in a day, and they're like, man, what a great day for a surge. And you're like, shit.
Yeah. Then they're like, why are FMC rates so low?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, there's some stuff, but
What is
their
going
idea
on? We need more
was just not
maintainers.
good, man. Those F-16s were wore out. And like I said, they'd celebrate 50 sorties, and you're like, fuck, we did that at the Heath. We do 68, 70 on a regular surge day without even trying hard. So
Hell yeah.
not saying, like I said, nothing bad about those dudes. They were just shitty airplanes and a terrible way to do business there. So
hey, that's why 16 guys are so salty, is because they weren't put on the F-15s.
When
they're so pissed off and arrogant, because they're like, I could have been on a twin engine. Fucking if your tails ain't split, bitch.
Yeah, when I see all these dirty jets, I always wonder, because like 15s coming up, we were, it was a real pride thing. Like you're polishing your engine panels and shit.
Don't you even fucking say it. Don't you even fucking say that motto. I'll jump through this computer and I'll punch you if you fucking say that shit. White wheels do not win wars.
And then
yes, they do. They win rewards.
22s,
and awards.
Some of those were dirty too, but
yeah, below the zone,
not at our squadron.
Yes.
Give you below the zone.
Jeez, tell me a good time.
Yeah.
Why don't you clean that jet? Get underneath that desk, bitch. Get you some BTC.
Let me see them suds.
Wipe them gear doors off. Hey, you didn't get that on the 22, man. You couldn't wipe on anything on the 22, really.
Just the gear.
Yeah, just the gear. That was it. Couldn't do anything else. Hell, I remember getting MEK out and going out to the airplane and wipe that stuff barehanded and stuff. That's why my hands don't work anymore.
Allegedly, magic erasers work really well on 22s.
Yeah.
So on 15s, they would give us magic erasers, fucking spray bottle and aero clean, and go, hey man, yeah, go ahead. Go. And A10s too. Of course, A10 guys. I don't know if you guys have worked A10s. Anybody? Okay. So going to 15s to A10s, actually 15s, 16s to A10s, you're like you're out there cleaning the jet. And the old guys, the guys who've been on it for a long time, go through. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, clean my jet, dude. This is a thing. And then they're like, no, don't fucking do that. Because the gun gas, right?
Yeah.
Jet, the blackest jet with the more gun gas means the baddest jet, right? Because it fires the gun more.
You really dug that, right?
Yeah, they're like, you motherfucker, you fucking 15 guy. So I'm just out there, fucking spray bottle. You can always tell who weren't core A10.
Single-handedly, cleaning the wheels on F-15s makes it fly better, right? I was there. That's what I was told.
Okay, so when I would clean my jet, I had a D model. When I would clean my jet, it would break and like hard break too. It wasn't even normal. It would like nose gear actuator, fucking. I remember cleaning the jet. I talked about it last week, but the fucking JFS shell out when I had an incentive ride in there. Not me, but when Nonner was getting an incentive ride. I cleaned the wheels before they got out. Fucking JFS shelled out. I mean, it broke big time when you cleaned it. It didn't like being clean.
Surprisingly, my jet in Alaska was broke dick all the fucking time. But every time I launched it out, code 1. I think it was me. It loved me.
Because you had the Wing King jet.
That's right.
They would put a big motherfucker on a Wing King jet, right?
It was me and Michael Whitehead.
Yeah, Chuck Whitehead. You remember, right? Chuck Whitehead doesn't salute the general. The general salutes Chuck Whitehead. So,
So you were in the Reapers.
Yeah.
Fucking, how do you feel about them being F-35s now?
Dude, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. That hurts my feelings every day.
Dude, as soon as they were like, the last C models left Lakenheath, I was like, well, what the fuck are they gonna be now? And then they're like, oh no,
man, it hurts. I can't even imagine. I mean, So that's the introduction. When I came in as an older, I was like 21 years old. I came in, I hit the ground at Lake Heath in 95. And that place was amazing. All the salty, I was back in the day when you were a senior airman for 9 years, right?
Yeah,
And everybody
running.
was salty, right? I mean, you'd go out to the jet and there'd be an 8, 9 year senior airman and there'd be
Mainly your swing shifters.
yeah. Well, that's all I ever worked out on. So swings and mids over there. But yeah, they were salty and they knew exactly what they were doing and they gave zero fucks about anything, right? It was just like, I'll do what I want. I mean, those guys are amazing group of guys to learn from. Not all good habits. In fact, none of them were good habits. When I got them out, I got in trouble a lot for those habits I
Hell
had.
yeah.
But over there was no rules, right? As long as you were getting sorties in the air, there was no cares by anybody. There was like they looked the other way for anything. So it was a great place to start out the career, and doing dumb stuff like dropping tanks without jacking the dollies up. Or this old crusty. He's a buck sergeant back when we still had buck sergeants, man. You guys, none of you young kids remember buck sergeant, but he a buck sergeant. He walking around with the breaker bar and dropping tanks from 2 feet in the air down on that dolly until we found the one that was still full of gas.
Yeah, flatten the dolly.
Oh yeah, I know. Fly the dolly. It smashed up the tank too, and there was a lot of issue with that. I'm so impressed he was able to break it free. You shouldn't have been able to break it free off that thing with all that weight on there. But
I saw that a couple times on the 16s, dude, where they fucking, newer guys are just like, oh, bink, popping the bitch off. You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Well, I saw one punch off at EOR one time at Lake Heath too, a strike eagle. They'd left the emergency jet button pushed in. And me and this other guy, Danner, cool as ice, Tim Danner, as I used to call him. He's out in front. And when the weapons guy pulled the pin out of the pylon, man, the tank blew off. So right down the middle, rupture everything. It was amazing. Everybody's running the other way except for Danner, who was just standing there going, damn, that sucks.
That's fucking awesome. This is a cool story.
Yeah.
Dude, did you guys have CFTs on your C models over there?
No, that was we stopped doing that. I think who's Iceland did it for a while. I think Luke, right? Luke had them on their seat and there. What we used to do at Mountain Home when I first got to Mountain Home was used to take the CFTs off sometimes and fly them as induction. That you want to talk about sucky job, man? Taking the CFT off a jet and taking
model.
Yeah, man. You got to go through the wheel well to get the mounts out and stuff. Fuck that noise, man. Anybody remembers?
Cool.
Sucked.
Yeah,
that'd be
it
cool.
looks like a pain in the dick. We never dealt with it at Tyndall, but I'd always see it like, dude, fucking, it just looks like a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
they're all on C models for the. When I was at Edwards, we had one C model that had a CFT on it. It was all for testing and shit, but that was before I got there.
Yeah, those CFTs are sitting in the junkyard right now.
Yes.
I guess it's painted underneath there, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a jet underneath. I mean, you can't tell they just look goofy with them. I mean, it's in my background. You imagine just taking those damn things off.
That's like the 16s with. Have you seen the 16s with the CFTs on the back titties that we call them?
Yep.
Those are a pain in the dick.
Yeah, I can't even imagine, man, all the work that goes into that. I mean, at least dropping CFTs was easy, but getting the mounts out was what sucked, and then putting the mounts back in and safety wire and all that shit. So
those the UAE countries, they fly them with back titties on because the F-16 is too fast, so they put them on to create more drag. Yeah, they're scared.
I guess so. It sounds about right.
The UAE guys, they're scared.
Yeah, it was good times, man. We rolled out of USAFE like that with a lot of good habits, and a lot of those guys went around everywhere. And when you run into those guys were, they were the epitome of, just do it and make it work kind of stuff,
Yeah, there were a few guys that I worked with.
That's Antoine Pranky, man, the head. There's a lot of old time. Yeah, Frankie. Yeah, he had a giant head. He had the biggest head in the world. He had a bigger head than Mike.
Yeah,
that's tough to believe. Anybody's got a bigger head than Mike has got. I don't even know how he walked around with that thing. His neck muscles.
Fucking logger. Did you call him loggerhead?
Oh no, he bonk because he started leaning forward. His head would smash. He would drive nails through.
So
I don't know if I should drop those guys' name or not, but it's all good, Red.
Yeah, it's all good. But the F-35 replacing the fucking C models over there, it pissed me off. Even though I was never a Reaper, I always wanted to be a Reaper. But every time I'd see a post like on Facebook, like, "Oh yeah, we flew today," fucking, I'd be like, that's not a real jet.
I'm glad I missed them. I've heard nothing but stories about them from the old boys, but I mean, I'm glad I missed them. It was time for me to go, man. I was ready to retire when I went. So
they're all right.
They're all right.
They're the Gen Z youth. They're baby jets.
I was asking.
They're not a fucking 15 though. That's for sure.
I was asking Timmy a couple years ago about those, and he said, "No, they're split tails." I was like, "Yeah, but it doesn't. That doesn't count? Like,
no, it doesn't count. It's only one.
It does count.
Or 2 intakes, 1 engine.
It does count.
I felt like Timmy was sticking up for him. Like,
hey, does it count though? Does it count?
It's a split tail.
You have to have one motor per vert. Is the rule.
That's kind of how it looks. You split the tails on anything, it doesn't make it good. It's
changing the rules now.
I mean, yeah, we'll do what we want on that. Yeah. So those guys, wild stuff. Well, how do you know those guys? Blackbeard, what you doing up there, man? You weren't there at the Heath, were you?
No. It was at Edwards.
My
first base was Edwards, so we had like Crouch, and I think BJ was up there.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Pygmy, he went there last year. Yeah. Holst was at Tyndall with me because Holst knew all them.
Yeah, I mean it's a small world, right? You can't throw a rock without hitting somebody that you know. So I mean, as you go through, especially on the 15 side, which is really shrank over the years as those guys split off. But I mean,
there was a couple of my instructors that ended up coming to the 90th, and they both went to support. I don't remember their names, but them and Cooter, all three of those guys were 90th, and then they went to Lake and Heath.
Lucky to stay out there and that kind of stuff. So Lake Heath was the best, by far my best assignment. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, I loved Alaska. I loved the time up there, but I mean, the 90th kind of, the 525 kind of did me dirty. So then when I rolled over to the 90th again the second time, that was it made it kind of harder. But yeah, Lake Heath was great. All those dudes partied. Roll call at the club after work, man. You roll over to the club like midnight, and in the old days, right? 6 pitchers of beer later, you're like just trying to get home and stuff like that. Or just the good old days. When
were you in the 90th the second time?
Second time, I don't know, Mikey. When was that, man? The second time was
08.
Yeah, 07? It was after the 525 crash.
Because I got there in 08, and you were there. It was you and what was that dude's name? He was cool as hell. He made you put your feet on the tape. He was an Army guy that had switched over.
They had. You're talking about Shift Key. That was damn, I can't even think of his name. That's the guy who broke the caps lock. We got this guy. It's a fight. This is good. He was flight chief for us. He came to the Air Force from the Army. Samson, there you go. So he come into work one night when I was flight chief and still, and he's all like, "Hey man, the computer broke. It won't do no more capital letters." I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?" He's like, "It don't work." And so his whole life, I guess, he'd been using the caps lock as the capitalize the first letter of a sentence, and it broke. I was like, you can use the shift key, right? And he's like, what the fuck's shift key, man? So I'd look at the guy. Seriously, yeah, he was a nutty guy. He came over from the Army, and because he's like, I came over because I heard the Air Force's Special Forces was easier to get into. And he goes, and since then I've been sitting behind this fucking desk doing your guys' paperwork and shit.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird cats over there, man.
Because I got to the 90th in 2010, the summer of 2010.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
So then I was there.
I was gonna say I felt like you were there more time. I felt like I had a lot more time with you than just about a year.
When did you leave? What year did you leave?
I was 2012.
So yeah, you were there when I wrecked. I was the guy that shut down the Glen. Wrecked coming in or leaving work.
Too many tornadoes.
Too many tornadoes.
Shop at tornadoes every day.
Yeah. I remember it, but yeah, I came back after when they were grounded all summer. I was in the 90th, and good time.
Well, I want to say this. I think the C-17 was 2010, August of 10.
Yeah, it was the summer of 10, right after I got there. And then I wrecked, and then the Raptor wrecked.
Yeah, so when the Raptor wrecked, I was in the 525, and then they stuffed me in support into specialist. Remember, Mikey? I was in spec. I was a spec plate.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they had to hide me, man. I was in a bunch of trouble. They were all like, "We got," and so Chief DeVete was the one who bailed me out. He's like, "Dude, this is what we're gonna do. We'll put you in with the specs. That way, no one knows you're there."
Well, and that was the
like,
time
put
they
your goddamn magic cards away.
They put Bueller in. He put Bueller in the truck for us.
Yeah,
and he didn't know fucking left from right.
Yeah, and Bueller. So yeah, I was stuffed in. I wasn't there too long, and then we went to the. I was doing the weekend duty pro super for a while, which was the greatest gig ever. Yeah, until they found out about that, and then I was it wasn't allowed to do that anymore either. So.
I was telling Timmy a while back about one night. It was me and I think we were on mids, and so we only got like 4 or 5 guys. And he's like, "Hey, go do this," and I'm looking for this jet, and I can't find it. I come back to the truck, and I'm like, "Where's the fucking jet, dude?" He's like, "Oh, it was over the fuel barn." So I can do anything, right? Well, I get over to the fuel barn, and I did what I was supposed to do, which required firing up the APU to run this test. And I didn't realize you're not supposed to start an APU when a jet's in the fuel barn.
They got fire extinguishers.
Yeah, fuel. I mean, they rank right up there with sheet metal and LO and everybody else, man. What are you gonna do with those guys? Can you come pull all the panels for us, please? Are you serious?
Don't make fun of sheet metal. We've got avid sheet metal listeners. Look at them pissed off.
They make fun of them, right? Sheet metal's a system of ammo, so
I just started in on this.
Then we'll play the song
of sheet metal.
Then we'll play the song for them when they
Does he look like a bitch? What? One more goddamn time. Does he look like a bitch? What? One more goddamn time. Does he look like a bitch? What?
Hell yeah. Hey, Wolfie, I don't know if you're available tomorrow, but we're gonna be live. You want to jump on?
Hey, you know what? I might be able to.
At 9:30, same time,
yeah.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah,
We'll do a live stream. If you want to jump on, be like, "Fuck you," and then jump off.
I watched the last one from the other day, and I was laughing at some of those guys who are. I think it was Brett Elliott, man. The little Hobbit was on there. It was, all you guys. I was like, so you had the shortest crew chief ever, and the tallest crew chief ever, probably with Mikey. So
yeah, I think it's Mikey's. It's Mikey's induction ceremony tomorrow. So if you
it's next weekend.
Is it next weekend?
Yeah.
Oh,
after the anniversary.
Oh, okay. So if you want to pop on that weekend, and then
you got to wear your blues though.
Oh yeah, at least close out.
Pop on, and then say some fucking shitty, funny thing about him, and then call him.
That's easy, man. He mucked up a lot of stuff in his day too. So
good.
he was a good crew chief like that. So
hell yeah. So so you have how long were you in total?
I was in so it's 19 years and 8 months. Because when I was getting out there in 2014, they had use or lose. They extended that, right? They kept upping it from 60 to 75 to 100 days. So,
wow.
So I got I had 100 days of leave that they allowed me to take. So, but then technically, so you talk about piece of shit jets. I was stranded in Hawaii for 10 days with 2 of those F-16s. It was brutal, I tell you. But I actually was my official last day was while I was in Hawaii. And so when they brought me back, they had to do a waiver. So because I couldn't sell enough leave back to the Air Force because it wasn't legal. So they had to do a waiver for me because they left me in Hawaii and they forgot about us a little bit. So spent 10 days in Hawaii waiting for jets to get out of town.
That's a brutal TDY, dude.
And you know what?
So
it was tough, man. I got to tell you, there's just only so much time you can spend in the sun and on the beach before you just like, this is bullshit.
That's the worst. Everybody always says, "Oh, I wish I had Logis." And man, after there's on an island that small, it's smaller than Guam. So, there's only so much shit you can do before, as a crew chief, you start getting in trouble.
Yeah. Well, there's that club over on the other side of town we used to go to and get in trouble. So I mean, and then everything in Guam was, or in lodges was downhill and rainy with the wind and stuff. So
And there's no aircraft assigned. That's why I always joke and say, technically, I had 2 years 100% FMC rate.
Because there's no airplanes there, so you have to worry about
it.
Yeah, I got out and I was, you know what? And as you guys all know, it's great on the outside. Let me put it that way. It's always great on the outside. So
yes.
Are
you going to go back in? They're inviting retirees. Retirees back. Did you see that?
Yeah,
going to go back in?
Oh yeah,
okay, volunteer. Let's go.
Yep, that's right. Let me get this right. You want us to come back in? You're not going to give us opportunity to promote, and we might PCS you and all that other
stuff.
stuff.
They're going to be like,
fuck the shit out of you.
Next, they're going to be like, okay. Next, they're going to be like, okay, we didn't get enough retirees. Let's change people who we kicked out. Let's change their RE code. And fucking bring them back in. You know what? I'll go back in for like 5 days.
5 days. For a weekend.
They'd be like, hey, you gotta go, dude. you can't be with these softer airmen.
Yeah, you can't.
All right. Sorry.
That was I got in trouble in Lodges. I came one time. I'm driving.
Where's Lodges? Can you tell the listeners where Lodges is? And
it's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, owned by Portugal. It's a gas station in the middle of the ocean.
The Azores.
Yeah.
Oh, the one where everybody tries to get to go to fucking TA, right?
Yeah, well, everybody goes to Lodges on their way over to the Middle East. That's where you stop.
Yeah, but everybody tries to get orders there because they're just like, when they try to get out of black holes, they're like, yeah, I want to go there.
Yeah, and I got that.
Dang.
But yeah, I'm driving down the flight line, and it was some other squadron that was there that had stopped, and this Sergeant so and so, he's got the mule in aircraft, and he's got to run up all the way, and he's got these two new guys. And this isn't even a guy from our thing. This is somebody that's just stopped there, and he switched it over to test with it run up to like 4,000. So I went over there, and a few minutes later I come back. I hear on the radio, hey, you need to come to the office. And I'm like, all right. So I go into the commanders, and I'm got my dirty ass coveralls and stuff. I'm like, hey, what's up? Because if you don't know, that was kind of my style when I talk to commanders. He's like, hey, did you first he shook his head, and then he had me shut the door, and he's like, did you tell this airman or the sergeant so and so that he should have ran down his mom's ass and he's a piece of shit? And I said, yeah, I sure did. He about killed those kids. Well, you can't do that. This is the newer, softer Air Force. I'm going to have to write you an LOR.
Oh, we lost him.
He looks like he's moving, but he said, we can't hear you, dude.
Ah, what part did I stop at?
Did he black out, or was that the Austin, Texas internet again, man?
Yeah, what is going on over there, Mikey? Get it together.
I thought, man, nobody's thought that was funny. That's a hell of a story.
How much glue are you sniffing?
Wow, yeah. Now I want to know the ending because we didn't fucking hear it.
Yeah. Okay, well, where was I at?
LOR. Next time.
You tell us.
Ending.
You tell us.
So anyway, I got called into the commander's office, and can you guys still hear me?
Yes. You got an LOR, and that was the last of what we heard.
Oh.
We heard, hey, what's up? That's what we heard.
Well, that was the story, I guess. I don't know. Now I'm confused.
Maybe that was the story.
Don't be so sad, bro. Don't be so sad. If for the people listening and not seeing a video, Mikey's very sad because he couldn't finish the last of his story. That usually happens on our group chat too. Is when somebody doesn't think his story is fucking awesome. He's kind of like, oh, that's not cool. And then he's like, fuck you guys, I'm out of here. Then like an hour later, he's like, hey bitches, what's up? I just made sourdough.
Poor fella.
Man, this motherfucker's been on his sourdough kick for like 10 years.
I mean, it's addicting. It's what's up.
What do you do during the day? Well, I gotta go to work. What do you do, Mikey? I make sourdough.
I make bread.
I'm working on my
Baker.
starter and stuff like that.
Bro, you could do what they do in Letterkenny. Just have like a little stand out there and fucking make your bread.
There you go.
The bread stand.
Yeah.
Take
You
on
could call it
intimates.
you could call it Famunda Cheese Bread Stand.
See, it's nice to see nothing changes when you get a bunch of maintainers together, right? It's always the same. So you're supposed to weakness, you're getting fucked up.
I'm in a bunch of sourdough bread groups on Facebook too, and I'm not the only dude. It's all a bunch of old ladies.
It's awesome.
Oh,
man.
speaking of old ladies, didn't you get hit on by an old lady like twice yesterday?
Yeah. So I
What
was
happened?
I was at Lowe's and I passed this lady. She was probably 70, 75.
Oh man.
Long,
Did you
long
look at her
gray
turd
hair
cutter?
with I did, and she had a biker jacket on, and I passed her. I don't know,
Turd cutter,
15 minutes later, I'm going towards the checkout, and there she was again. I said, "Wow, I just keep running into you." He said, "Yeah, that's because I'm a stud finder."
Damn. And Mikey instantly got hard. You couldn't see it, but he was hard.
Did you grab her hand
Yeah,
and
I'm
walk
ready.
out together?
He said, come on, baby, I'll show you it.
I'm
And he
ready.
said, "Thank you,
Hey,
ma'am."
your furniture better be wrapped in plastic, baby, because we're going to fuck it up.
Grab that rough, leathery hand and walk on out.
Maybe she
you
got
needed
those
some
false
car
teeth.
parts.
Pop them right out. Pop those false teeth out, man. That's a fun time there, buddy.
Good old Gummer.
Yes, dude. Hell yeah. He's a gilf addict. That's what he is, man. He don't tell anybody, but he goes there on the
Oh, I'll
weekends.
tell you, I like it.
He goes to the garden centers just to pick up the gilfs.
Yeah.
As I told my wife the other day, I was like, "Man, I'm so thankful you're in your 40s now.
Oh, jeez.
Just get better and better."
Just better and better. It's like aged wine.
Waiting for this.
Damn, dude. Update for this morning, guys. I shit my pants.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
pretty cool, huh?
Dude.
I was on Messenger with my old lady with Bina, and I was like talking to her, and like, I busted ass, and then I was like, I gotta go. Never trust a fart.
Dude,
Never trust a fart.
I can tell you a story. I was pushing my box in when I was at Edwards, so it's hot as fuck, of course, all dry. And I was pushing my box in, and same thing. I sharded, and I'm like, fuck. So I locked the casters, and I run to the bathroom. And I had my boots and coveralls on, so I'm like, I can't get my underwear off.
Oh,
So I
shit.
end up cutting my underwear off.
Cut them off.
Adapt
Threw
to
'em in
the
the
cup,
trash
baby.
can.
Adapt to the
The best part would have been going in after you and seeing them and being like, "What the fuck happened?"
Dude, that happened multiple times at Tyndall. You would find fucking shitty underwear in the trash can, like just sticking out of the trash can. Because at the second we had a bathroom, an outside. You know what I mean? Outside the hangar, you didn't have to go inside. You could just fucking go in there. You see shitty pants in there all the time, dude. You're like, God damn, what happened?
But yeah, to make you feel better,
Drinking
Ed,
and shit pissing.
that happens every few months, every couple of months. And
Yeah,
the
I
older
was
you
like-
get, the better it gets.
I was like getting ready to work out too. Like I'd just taken pre-workout and everything, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then I shit my pants, and it fucking took the sails right out of the wind right out of my sails. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. Fuck this.
About 5 years ago was the first time it happened. And I was talking to my dad, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, I shit my pants the other day at work." He's like, "Just wait till your wiener won't stop dripping."
First time.
And now that I'm well into my 40s now, I'm like, damn, shitting your pants is just part of life, man.
It just happens, man. Just have some extra ones on hand. Yeah. Yeah, it must have been the no explode, because I'm taking no explode now. It could have been that. I was like, hey, it don't react in, old guys' bodies the way it used to. Just go straight through you. So I figured I'd give you guys an update that I shit my pants this morning.
You gotta
For
take
all
that
the
morning
listeners
shit
out
no
there,
matter
too.
what.
No matter what, bro. I didn't even know it was there. And just then why Bina's like, Why are you trying to get off the phone? I was like, I just gotta go. All right,
That's
gotta
You
go.
didn't tell her?
No, I'm not gonna tell her I shit my pants.
I'd tell my
It's-
wife.
My
I
son
know
was.
Wolfie knows about it. He's closing in on 50.
Well, I hear it's a common problem for your guys' age, but the wiener still works good and stuff like that. And I haven't shit my pants in at least a week and a half. So
I haven't shit my pants in a week. Yeah, all right.
I'm not
Go
saying
strong.
that Nellis and after a hard night and day of drinking and then going into work in that 120-degree shithole and then so right outside the gate at Nellis, so it was Memphis Championship Barbecue and they had that
the apple
sweet
blossom tea.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what that
Yes.
does to your guts if you drink a
Oh
gallon of
yes,
that shit?
yes.
Yeah,
I-
needless to say, I signed off all the work I did that night from the shitter as they slid the forms underneath the door to me because I could not leave.
We would go to lunch. We would go to lunch over there because I worked A-10s and 16s over there. We would go to lunch and then go back, and then the BGs would be kicking when you're trying to recover airplanes. They're like,
yeah.
Oh shit!
I
Shit, I gotta go.
And I'll tell you this: I was sitting there still drinking the shit, man. I'm like
Yeah.
it's like a
Still
gallon.
going.
Like, yeah, it's I cannot. It's like 8 o'clock, and I'm still sitting. I'm like, oh god, my head hurts so bad. Oh god, and I'm still drinking.
Stay hydrated. Stay
Yeah,
hydrated.
the expert, quit
You would
fucking drinking the tea, man. That's what's doing.
Bro,
I'm like, I don't care. It's so good. Oh,
Yeah.
You would see guys. You would see guys recovering airplanes. You'd see the fucking airplane coming up, and they just go.
throw the shit and run.
And then they fucking take off. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Where'd
It's
they
like,
go? Oh, they must have shit
so
themselves.
to make cola feel better, so in Guam, I don't know if it was the first time or the second time. I think it was the second time. But Coldonado did a fruit cup challenge, and he had 37 fruit cups from Box
Yeah,
Nestle.
fruit cups. Yeah.
Oh
So-
no!
Then he got back to his room, and he was stuck in his room for like 2 days shitting. So to make him feel better, we did the colon cleanse challenge, where somebody had bought a bottle of colon cleanse,
Oh,
and you're only
no.
supposed to eat 2 of them. So everybody ate 10, and then we sat around, me and Masterson and everybody, and we just waited to see who had to shit first.
At least you didn't do like the Epicac fucking shit, right?
No,
Yeah,
no,
comes
no.
out the other end.
Mm.
No, I didn't do that one with you guys in Guam. You guys were nuts. So I was there. Were you there that night we launched that orange over the lights out on the ramp?
Oh yeah. Well, I think that was the trip where me and Tommy busts out with
With all the-
motherfucker pulls a thing of tomatoes out of his bag, and I'm like, why do you have tomatoes in the middle of the night? He's like, 'cause we're doing engine runs.
yeah, two of the exhaust
you're right.
frogs too. Remember the frog? The big frogs we had out there too. We'd splatter them
then-
all. Blast shield, yeah.
Well,
And we
it
had-
turned out
The
that
22
they
we
were
vectored those nozzles up. Remember, we vectored the nozzles up, and you threw the stuff into it. That shit would fly.
well, and it
Allegedly.
turned out that behind there was where the officer housing was, and it was getting all over the commander's car, and so we all got a talking to.
We just moved the jets after that, though. That's all we did. This was all we could.
At
That was the
Tyndall,
Tomatoes and frog guts.
Yeah,
at
tomatoes.
Tyndall, we allegedly threw like gloves of hydro and fuel, on the trim pad.
Uh-huh.
That's about as good as it
It's
got.
all-
On that pad there in Guam, there's a picture, or there may not be, allegedly, of me just sitting there, dual burners.
It was
Those are good times.
Mikey, look at Mikey's talking. Mikey's talking, and his fucking video is like
Super
10 minutes
delayed.
behind.
it's
Super-
so hard. I can't look at it anymore. It's so offense. I just can't look at it anymore because it's messing me up.
I thought it was just up for me. I didn't realize
like-
you guys were the same.
Yeah, it's
I got
terrible.
superior internet in Texas. Fuck you, Californians.
Am I still drunk? What the fuck is
Bro,
going
he
on?
Yeah,
drinks
what
like
happened?
oh no, he's got the Steel Reserve. That
Yeah,
no,
Steve.
For
the
sheet
group
metal.
text is gonna be off the hinge today. He's gonna be calling us like, "What are you doing?" I'm gonna be at work. He's like, "Why is no one answering?" Yeah.
I
And then
felt
he's gonna be
this
like
week-
laying in his fucking parking lot or laying in his fucking driveway, like, I think I had too many Steely Dans.
honestly, I felt like you guys were pissed off at me this week because nobody would respond to me like all week. Did
I
get
didn't talk to
kicked
Red
from the
for
group?
like a week. I think it was over a week. I ignored him.
Yeah. Yeah. He
And
like
then Rhino, I
ignored
was
me.
saying earlier, I haven't talked to Rhino in 2 weeks.
I just
Where's
talked to
he
him.
at? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's all right.
Don't sound so happy about him being all right.
He's doing awesome. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's okay. I guess.
He's just busy.
Yeah. Is he cheerleading this week?
I think so. He's got another competition.
Yeah,
He's
got
going to
another
state.
competition.
He's going to
He's-
state.
He's cheerleading on the field of dicks.
Hey, Wolfie, are you still flying?
Yeah, I still do.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys, man. I can hardly look at myself in the mirror now. So after all those years of pilot hating.
Listen, that's what
Well-
I'm in track to do right now. Okay.
You want to be a
That's what
pilot too, Red?
what I'm working towards, yeah.
Yeah, I did it when I
Once-
was in Alaska. I got my stuff.
Once I get my AP done, which I'm almost done, I'm halfway done, and then I'm gonna start on my pilot's
Halfway done by
licenses.
taking one
pilot's licenses.
You took the test, is what you
Took
took
one
the
test.
One
Once-
test. I'm gonna take my second one this week or next week.
Awesome.
So
And then
I'm
another one.
halfway done with AMP. Halfway.
I wonder
And then
if through
6
my
more.
benefits I could get my pilot's license still.
Who's what'd you say?
I said I wonder if somehow through my benefits I could get my pilot's license.
You know
That'd
what?
be
I heard a
fun.
guy trying to do it through his Voc rehab, man.
Yeah.
Through the disability stuff. I heard a guy doing it, and I don't know how he is, but most people just do it through the post 9/11 GI Bill.
That's what I plan on doing is using Voc Rehab. So get your private. You have to have your private, and
Mhm.
then
Then they'll get you
it,
the rest of the way.
it has to be part of a degree program
Right.
in
Okay.
order for them to pay for it. Which I'm gonna try to go to Embry Riddle and get it done.
I have
Okay.
used all of
They
my
just
GI
fucking
Bill.
pay for it. Yeah, but Voc Rehab, as long as you're 30% or higher,
Yeah, it's a different program, man. Totally
it's different. It's different money.
Nice.
So you could do it. So that's it. I'm glad they're letting y'all do that and stuff like that. It's good, man.
Yeah, but you have to have your private, or they won't fucking talk to you. They won't
Yeah.
even. They'll be like, nope.
Yeah,
So that's 10 G's that you have to be
Well,
invested
that's
in first.
that's what I
off,
was
you know what
wondering
mean?
because when we were talking about the other day, you were saying it's expensive now compared to what
Oh,
it
yeah.
used to be.
it was expensive before, but it's even worse now.
'Cause
Yeah,
back
and
in the day,
most CFIs
like
will try to
100
drag you out because they're
100
making
or something back then.
most CFIs will try to drag it out because they're making money off you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
where the standard is 40 hours for your private, right? But they'll try to drag you out 60 to 70. Right.
So I'll tell you that national app. Okay, so full disclosure, I work for the federal government again as a not as a contractor, but what I do, my real job now is I'm the FAA safety team program manager. So FAST. I'm in charge
Sweet.
of FAST in Colorado, Wyoming, and so I all those numbers and stuff like that. Nationally, it's still like 80 hours is what everybody averages in the U.S. I mean, people do it a lot faster, but there's like a myriad of factors that wreck that, right? And so you got to be real careful. And if you're going to like Embry Riddle, it's great. I mean, they're going to get you for a bunch of money, but at least it's a these guys are getting ripped off. They're going to places and giving them like $5,000 because they say, oh, you can give us $5,000 up front. It'll be a good deal for you, and we'll get you a whole bunch of big discount. And then they disappear, man. They just roll away with their $5,000 and they lose tons of money. So you got to be careful. Those guys are sneaky bad out there doing that shit. So, but it's good. I mean, it's a good industry, and the guy who comes in, got an A&P and a pilot certificate is really useful, man. It's helpful. And I'll say this: my current job, I have to work 80 hours in a 2-week span, and nobody cares how I get my 80 hours as long as I have 80 hours on the time card at the end of 2 weeks. So, like today, I'm working this afternoon. I'm going up to EAA, the Experimental Aircraft Association guys. I'm going to give a little talk to them about some owner maintenance and stuff like that. Get myself 6 hours of overtime for our 6 hours of overtime premium pay for a Saturday. Goes on the card all the same, and so it's a pretty good gig if you can get onto this side of the aviation side. Being a pilot was fun, but man, it was grinding. You think you were busy in the Air Force, like going places and stuff like that. You're on the road like 14, 16 days a month and stuff like that when you're flying for the airlines.
Yeah,
And that's what another option was. That's what I was thinking. Sorry, Mikey. Another option I was thinking is getting in the FAA and then buying my time back.
Which is Excellent. And you know what it is, Mike, is because no one can see because you're so far behind on the damn thing. You're just like you start to talk and your face hasn't moved at all. So this was wrecking me on my side. But yeah,
Well,
actually, I came in to the FAA and they credited me even without buying my time back. They credited me, I think, 4 years. Because if you don't buy your time back, what they do is they take every day you're deployed and they have this conversion factory for every day you're TDY, you're deployed or anything like that. So you get this special form, you fill it out and say, I spent 25 days at Red Flag this year and 17 days here and 90 days here in the desert. And at the end of it, they give you another number. And then you get credit for all that time too, without buying your time back.
Damn, that's awesome.
oh, nice.
It's a pretty good deal.
What are the types of things that you can get without a pilot certificate though at the FAA if you have just your A&P?
Yeah, we have avionics and airworthiness
Okay.
inspectors too. They do the same thing, except they do the mechanics side of the house, right? So
Yeah.
Even without the flying, so there's a ton of opportunities, and the money's not. As a pilot, you'll make more in the industry, right? So
Right.
if we're going to get real here for a couple minutes, I'll tell you that you can make like 180, 190, $250,000 at the airlines, early on, and it's really good money and good retirement. As a mechanic, we're never going to get more than
Right.
here in Colorado, you're going to get 120, man, 130, maybe if you get really lucky in some jobs. But at the FAA, you're going to get that 120, 130, and you're not going to have to be out there humping. No more pushing toolboxes on the line.
The
No more-
GS, right?
Yeah.
GS.
Yeah, technically FG, but it's the same as. So it's like
okay.
13s and 14s is what we carry the GS inspectors at. So in Colorado, that's 120, 121 to 143 in that range
Okay.
right there. You're getting
Yeah, I was looking at Vegas jobs because it's super close to home.
So maintenance is hard to get into the FAA because those guys get that job and they never want to leave. Because if you think
Right.
about it, you still it's paperwork and stuff, but man, you're not crawling underneath the jets. You're not sticking your
Right.
hands in nasty places. You're not doing.
Well,
those things.
I'm quality right now, so I do.
So then you know
a bunch
exactly
of
what
paperwork
you're gonna do.
anyways.
Same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, you're going to be doing the exact same thing in the FAA, except for I really enjoy. I enjoy parts of it. Right? I mean, it's if you buy your time back, you'll get whatever. Like you probably were in 6-7 years.
6 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 6 years, you buy those 6 years back, dude. You're rolling, man. You're almost halfway back to that what they call FERS on our side. But I mean, it's 13. No, actually, we're up to 15 days off a year for free.
Oh shit.
Plus, like with your time, you probably get 6 hours of vacation, a pay period, and we have 26 pay periods. So do the math for that, and you get 4 hours of sick leave every pay period. So like I have like 400 hours, I bet. What's that?
I've heard this. I've heard that before about buying back your time. I don't understand what that means.
So you did some time in federal service, and so when you got out, like for me, I did 20 years. I got out. I get my retirement. Well, if I went to the FAA, I can give the government like a certain percentage of money, which is like $30,000 or $40,000, probably for me, maybe $50,000, and I could buy my time back, and it'll go right direct to my federal service time. So instead of being an FAA inspector,
I got you. For
Yeah,
retirement.
retirement.
Okay.
So for us that we're in for like 6 years, it's like $3,200.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's super cheap, and you get 6 years of credit. So that makes you start instead of starting at day 0, you're starting at year 6. So that's a huge benefit, right? So you don't have to edit that part out, right? The part where it's out. But like this part, it's for real. A lot of guys don't realize that. They can go, hell, you can go to the post office and buy your time back. It's a federal job. You can go to almost anywhere, and it's super smart to do it. There's a cutoff point. Like Red said, there's like 6 years. It's a great. 10 years is great. When you did 20, it's a little bit harder because I sure do like getting my my retirement and being covered under TRICARE and stuff like that. So that's pretty nice. And I got to give all that up.
Oh, so if you buy it back, then it's like it switches over.
Yeah.
And then, oh man.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know,
then
that
you
would
only
be
got to
like a
spend
hard-
14 years and
Exactly.
then retire. Then you could go back
And you can roll right back into it and do it. Yeah. I mean,
because I've heard people doing like they'll get out after they're 20 and they retire, and then they go to say be a postal worker, and then they do 20 there, and then they got dual retirement. But if you buy it back, then you only get the one.
Buy it back, you can get higher. Like so, okay, you do 20 years in the Air Force. Say you start at 18, you're 38, and then you go do 20 years at the post office, you're 58, and you could claim those 2 dual retirements. It's awesome. But if you do say 6 years You can buy it, then you can, jump out and you're already well ahead of the game, right? So you don't waste
Yeah.
those 6
Yeah,
years.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you
So
can
for
pull them
so for those of you who are listening and who've gotten out fucking early, like 4, 6 year, 10-year, go do if you like your job being a contractor like Lockheed Martin or Northrop Grumman, wherever you're at, if you can get on as a government employee, like even a mechanic for a second, right? You could buy your shit back. and
Yeah,
then
man.
You don't
So
have to
they
work
got
that long.
mechanics on the
Instead of
force.
401k, I mean, you're still dealing with a TSP.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but and they're under. Excuse me, they got a different little thing. They call it FERS, but I mean, if that's where the things get weird is that it's not as sweet as, say, like I said, if you go to work, okay, now you become a pilot, Red, and you're out there and you're fly for. If you can live with yourself after being a crew chief all those years and like being a pilot, you can say,
I'm
hey,
ready right now.
you get out there, you fly. Like I think Southwest right now, they're paying it's 18% direct contribution. That means the company gives you 18% of whatever you make for free
shit.
into retirement. I mean, it's there. So I mean, their retirement's fat.
Damn.
Whereas federal government's not. But also, I'll never not have a job, right? I mean, think about it. It's sort of like being in the military. You're never not going to have a job there. Whereas United, tomorrow they could go, hey, we have too many pilots. You 5 people we just hired. Once you go home for a couple of months, we'll call you.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
No shit.
Have yourself a little fun there on furlough there, partner. So, but it's super, the industry's great. I mean, for all those things, and it's not just the airlines. You can work lots of other places if you prefer different kind of work. So, like I flew. Go ahead.
Do you have to have an IA in order to get those inspector jobs at
Nope.
the FAA?
Nope. You don't
But
even.
it helps though if
It
you
helps.
do, right?
It helps, but you don't even have to have be an A&P. The requirements, we call them 1825s. The requirements for inspector or for avionics inspector is you don't have to be an A&P. You just got to prove industry experience doing avionics work.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so you don't even have to be an A&P. But if you're an A&P with an IA, you got a much better chance of landing the FAA maintenance gig. As a pilot, dude, as long as you're breathing and you have 1,500 hours and you're breathing, they'll hire you on the spot.
Shit.
Yeah,
It's like
Hell
being
yeah.
the president.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's right. You're gonna be a fumbling idiot who can't. Oh, never mind. Sorry, can't be there.
Yeah, because I'd like to get my IA in order to because I'd obviously have to quit my job to go to school. So having your A&P and your IA to kind of balance that, balance the wages that I'm not going to make while I'm in school. You know what I mean?
You tag yourself into. There's a couple of flight schools. I'll be honest with you too that do their own. That are. We have a community college here that has a degree program that rolls through the VA. They're hiring mechanics all the time. I mean, it's an easy transition, man. Working on little airplanes is a fucking hoot, man. I love working on Cessnas and Pipers and stuff.
Speaking of Blackbeard, when do you go?
When do I go?
Yeah, aren't you going to the A&P thing?
Oh, it'll probably be in February-ish.
This is February, Blackbeard. Oh.
Sorry. What the fuck?
It's just
April.
It is February.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to call you out like this.
April. Fuck.
It is February.
No, this won't air until next year. So.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
hey. February last year.
Hey. Whoa.
I'll just tell you guys that. I mean, I appreciate what you guys do at the end of the podcast. Take care of veterans and stuff like that's good stuff, man. And so one of the things that like when Mikey reached out and said, "Oh, Red's doing this and stuff like that." Hey, cool. I fully support, and the FAA is really good about supporting veterans and stuff like that.
Hell
so
yeah.
And it's
Thanks for the info, bro.
Hey man, I'll help you guys out any way I can. That's what's interesting. It's all about networking now. You guys know that. I mean,
yeah, it is.
It's everybody right?
Post military is all about network, dude.
Yeah. Well, hey, I ran into the old Chief DeVete. He offered me a job too a while back, and he's a civilian guy now. So
you're doing CrossFit.
What's that?
CrossFit.
Well, he offered. Hey, Wolfie, you want to come move these tires every day? 0 to 100.
No, he's actually he works maintenance for a big company back east. Cool. So those guys do that stuff. So the networking piece of the whole thing, but learn. No, it's actually but you guys got to take care of yourselves, right? I mean, you said it before. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day,
and to piggyback on what you said earlier,
piggyback.
Thanks, Commander.
We're piggybacking.
I heard these guys were doing this podcast thing, and talked to Blackberry once in a while and reached out to him, and here we are. I wasn't doing good at all, and here we are a year later, and
He was
I've
shitting his
got a
pants
whole
every day.
I've got a
and
whole
it
wolf
wasn't
pack,
every
you
week.
know.
It was every day.
You're no lone wolf anymore. You're no
Yeah,
longer a wolf pack of one. Yeah,
and
that's
then
good.
there was 4.
There's yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, you guys, you take care of yourselves, and then the networking piece, man. I'm around. I can help you out with a lot of stuff, point you in the direction. Voc Rehab, since you're already, deep into it, they have a program where they'll buy your tools at a
Oh,
civilian site, right? We did it in Utah. We'd hire guys and Voc
What?
Rehab, yeah, they'll buy you tools. Like depends on where you're at. I like put together a tool list that was nothing but Snap-on. We like went in the back of the Snap-on truck, and I was like, give me the best toolbox and the best wrenches, and I made the list and I gave it to Voc Rehab and had a check for like $5,800
Dang.
in a little while, so it's probably like more than that. But yeah, Voc Rehab will do some really crazy stuff for you, and a lot of people don't like take advantage of that stuff. They don't even know about it.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
free money.
even the country, the companies, they'll pay 50% of a wage of a new guy into a company. It's like you're running around and you're working somewhere, and they're all like not contractor thing, but like somewhere else, and they're like, oh, blah, blah. Hey, man, you know that you can pay me more money because the Voc Rehab will pay half that for like a year while you're learning the trade. So
Damn.
there's a lot of interesting stuff that the military does on the back end.
Yeah. So if you get a job at Taco Bell, so you can drink Baja Blast all day,
So
and then
everybody,
you go, hey, I'm gonna go Voc Rehab. You know what I mean?
yeah, man, you know what?
It'll do that.
Listen, man, more than half your expenses is food, right? So I mean, if you worked at Taco Bell, you'd have 3 meals paid, man.
Listen,
That's
one of my best friends, Mango, he got an assistant manager job at Taco Bell just so he could get free Baja Blast.
that sounds with like
Fucking genius.
and then I'm sure it's in California, so he's making over $20 an hour.
No, it was Arizona.
Oh,
Oh, it was Arizona.
that's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, lots of good places to go out there for you guys. So keep your head down and keep plugging away, Red, and you'll get there eventually. Being a pilot is it's fun. It really is. I enjoy it. It just I got out of it because it was I did 20 years, man. I don't know, something like 1,300 days deployed in my Air Force career. I was good, man. I didn't have to live in a hotel room no more. I was good.
Yeah, it's like my 10-year plan essentially is because 10 years, my son, the kids will be, adults. My son will be 18, 19. My daughter will be almost 24, so it's just a 10-year plan to get there once the kids are ready and gone and, start looking towards retirement kind of thing, right?
So valuable to have those things, right? I mean, that's the end goal at the end of the thing is and be as I tell the young kids, man, be as versatile and diverse as you can for work, right? I mean, just because if you're locked into one thing, man, you're going to be stuck if that industry ever craps. But I mean, A&P who flies, I mean, you can work even on the A&P side. We used to hire a ton of guys used to go work for John Deere out in Moline because, man, those guys, Caterpillar, they love crew chiefs because you guys are non
hydraulics.
Hydraulics. Intimate understanding of that stuff. They love that stuff. So
yeah, the guys at mines, like mining, like they find out that you're a crew chief working hydro, they're like, let's go, we'll fucking pay you.
Talk to you for that. Yeah, we'll sit you down and talk. The guys on the North Slope who do a lot of that stuff, they're all like, oh man, we need that kind of stuff up there.
Yeah.
So
and that too, like you've got maintenance experience, right? If you're a pilot and if you have quality too behind you, you got DCMA is always hiring.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Everywhere you go.
DCMA badly needs people. If you go on USA Jobs right now, DCMA is hiring like a motherfucker
everywhere, right? Yeah, they got
contracts are being spun up,
Yeah, they got gutted too by everybody else. They're getting, industries starting to pay those guys good money, work at Delta Airlines on the ramp at Delta Airlines, they get paid stupid money. And you get to go fly anywhere you want for free. And yeah, they're heavies, man. They're trash haulers, dude. It's easy, super easy, right? It ain't work.
Trash haulers.
We got that. So
yeah.
But let me know if I can help you guys out like this kind of stuff. It's easy. It's fun for me to help out.
It's wild being the age that I am and now talking to you again, Wolf, because I soak everything in now. And 15 years ago, I was a total jackass. But I still, you know, I think you were one of the guys that signed off on whenever I would volunteer to, hey, put me in this class, put me in this extra class, put me in this extra class, and I would try to get all those extra things. But now, like you were saying, you know, uh, all the opportunities that are given to us, man, if I would have taken all those opportunities that I had back then, I tried to take advantage of a lot of them, but if I would have taken, I would be so much further ahead.
Well, listen to me when I say this is that one. You guys didn't know. I mean, Mikey was a good crew chief. I mean, I saw him in action, so he was a good crew chief. He was an asshole, but I mean, everyone when they're that age is smarter than everybody else, right? I mean, if I would
He
have
watched you grow up, and you're still a shithead.
you're still, yeah, but if I'd listen to my supervisor back in the day, I'd be a hell of a lot further along too. I mean, no one wants to. It was like listening to your dad, right? Your dad's the dumbest guy in the world until you turn like 30 and 35, and you're like, dude, my dad was super smart. I didn't realize I should have listened to that. My supervisor was super smart when he told me to do that stuff. He's like, "Oh, you hurt yourself? Go to the doctor, man." I was like, "Oh man, it's okay. I can limp down to the flight." Oh, go to the doctor, dummy.
Oh,
Tough it
but
out.
then you have your expediter going, you don't need that shit.
exactly.
Get back on the fucking
Yeah.
line, and then you're like getting out, and then you're like
Yeah,
dealing with the VA, and you're like, yeah, my back fucking hurts.
yeah,
Wasn't in your fucking medical record.
Yeah,
Sorry, dude. Get fucked.
yeah. My knee. I need my knee replaced, man. And they're all like, "Oh, it's in here a little bit," but I was like, "Oh, fuck, man, falling off the top of that F-15 wasn't enough to get it." It's like,
Get back on the line.
get back in line. That's right. I
You don't
remember
need
doing
to get back on the line. You don't need to go to school. You just need to worry about fucking sorties, Arn. That's all you need to do.
I had an expert one time at Lake Heath when I was in crutches because I'd rolled my ankle. And he put me out on the flight line as a fire guard. He's like, you can fire
shit.
her. I was like foot and a half cast and stuff like that. I was like, well, what if the airplane catches on fire? He's like, don't worry about it. That very rarely happens.
Motor it out. Motor it out.
Motor it out. That's right. It would be the first time that we did stuff half-assed like that. But yeah, you guys got to take care of yourselves and do that kind of stuff. So remember that in the back end when you're doing all that thing. And yeah, and like there's some good dudes who've gotten out of the old days, have done good things along this line, right? Because really, at the end of the day, like this podcast is great, right? It's funny, it's hilarious, it's goofy, but it's helping people out in other ways. You know, they realize, I was just as screwed up back in the day as these guys are.
And it's, the crazy thing is like when we started, I didn't think like people were gonna, people don't want to listen to what we have to say. And yeah, it's a fucking maintainer podcast, but at the same time, it's like, holy shit, bro. It's like I looked at our streams and shit the other day. I think we're almost at 7 Gs in a year. You know what I mean? And that's good for a really small podcast.
Yeah, for a format like this, that's great, man.
And I get people that hit me up all the time that are like, man, I finally caught your show. You guys are fucking amazing. Like that took me back 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, it's like being on the fucking smoke pad.
Yep.
Or be in the back of the lunch truck, whatever.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Lunch truck.
Lunch a bunch.
Lunch a bunch, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Too many of those.
Well, the bad thing about it though is I think people are scared, right, to go and talk about what experience they had, right? Because we're always like, hey, fucking, we need stories, bro. Tell us your fucking shit. You can be funny. We're not going to use your names. Just
that's what I was saying the other day. I think people are scared. Some of the shit we did was not legal.
Yeah, stuff we did was basically completely illegal and stuff like that. But I mean, everybody's got those stories. I mean, you didn't work, in the back of the expert truck one time. A guy was telling me that story, and he's like, "Hey man, sucks. The wife's leaving me." He goes, "So come by my house later because I got everything's for sale. Fucking everything you can carry out for a buck. I get none of that shit." But then he was the same guy told me later on. He's like, "Don't come in the back of the truck and tell me your dog died and it was your favorite dog ever, because I'm going to tell you how much I hated your dog and how I punched that dog in the chin." I have thin skin in this world, man. You can't be
grew up fast in the back of those fucking trucks, bro. Grew up fast,
dude. Some of the stories I can tell you about some of the stuff, man. That's not even X-rated. It's like beyond that.
One time, I don't remember the dude's name, but I'm like, he gets in the back of the truck, and I was always trying to look out for people, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, dude? You're all right?" You look down. He's like, no, it's nothing. It's nothing. Well, we ride around for a few more minutes. I'm like, come on, dude, open up. What's up? It's the back of the truck. He's like, well, I was going to ask my girl to marry me. He's like, yeah. How'd it go? He's like, I didn't ask her. I said, oh, man, that sucks. So, would you chicken out her? He goes, no. The night before, I was going down on her, and I found a condom, and I don't use condoms. I was like, stop the truck. I just got to get out of the
What the- oh shit!
I don't care how your day's going anymore. Like, I'm fucking done.
You gotta go.
I'm just
There's
gonna
a
go
lot of
stand by my jet.
Well,
Yeah.
well, those, I mean, and we had some weird cats in Elmo too, man. We had the dude with all the purses on his wall, and
What? Who's that?
What?
Who had the
yeah,
purses?
yeah, dude. I
Um,
I know his name, but I mean, if I don't want him to hunt me down and kill me. But yeah, he had. They were doing dorm inspections, man. They had a whole bunch of purses on his wall, and they're like, "What are you doing with purses, man?" It's like, it's the don't ask, don't tell. But why do you have purses hanging on your wall?
Yeah.
These
Like,
are
are you
all-
a serial
these are all
killer? Or
chicks I fucking killed. I kept their
This is
purse.
all your victims?
he has all the victims. Serial killers take a trophy, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't live
Hey.
in the dorms, but I was over at Tommy's one day, and they happened to start doing dorm inspections, and Samson comes in.
you could, I know where you're going with this. I know the story, so go ahead. Sorry, finish out. I know
Tommy was building this 383 in his closet, but we had plastic.
Oh shit!
those were pretty new dorms too. They moved those guys to the new dorms. Yeah, and Tommy had that engine in his fucking closet, right? And he was building it. It doesn't. It's just the weird
Samson
shit.
says he said something along the lines of, "Well, at least you guys are trying. I'll just pretend I didn't see it."
Dude, hey, Tyndall was weird too, man. Like there was this guy who had, they called him Duck Boy, and he had like fucking farm animals in his fucking dorm room.
Fuck.
There was this one cat who listens to our show, and I'll edit his name out, but and I've talked about him before because they did dorm inspection and found women's underwear that he went and would grab out of the dryers at the quads, and then he would stick them under his fucking mattress. So they called him because
The fucking creep.
yes. So you get weirdos like that, dude. Yeah, I mean,
There's nowhere else in the world other than the military, if you think about it, where you take, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, or anything. They're gonna stuff you together. They're gonna make you roommates in the dorms.
then you had these cats that were like, that would play fucking WoW all day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They would like, hey, what are you guys doing?
I was just talking about what was that dude? He was a wash rack super the entire time we were in Guam.
You were talking about Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Yeah, there you go.
He's like, I honestly don't need this job because I mine gold on World of Warcraft, and I'm actually worth millions of dollars, and I just stick around because I think it's cool to wear this uniform.
Billions.
Yeah, they're characters, right? All of them.
I would go to my buddy's houses, or my buddy's apartment. Two of them lived together, and they had like an L-shaped desk, computer here, and they'd fucking play World of Warcraft, talk to each other the whole time. They're like, "Yeah, come over and hang out." So I could go over and I get fucking wasted. I'd bring over like a, fucking 18-pack and just get hammered myself, and then grab their microphones and start fucking talking shit to the people on World of Warcraft and get them kicked out. They're like, "Oh, dude, you just got me kicked out of the guild or whatever the fuck it was." Because I would just get on there and be fucking rowdy, bro.
All right, sorry about that.
I'm like, hey, can I get on there and like say shit? They're like, yeah, but just don't be an asshole. And I was like, fuck you fucking.
Don't be one of the deployments.
The normal red MO.
I was roommates with this dude Spud on one of our deployments, and he brought this Alienware computer, and he's got his shit all set up, and he's got special hand things and his headphones and all kinds of shit. And he'd really get into it. Like, he was the only cool gamer I think that I've met on that aspect that played that. But every fucking night he would kick me out. You gotta get the fuck out of here, Biggs. You are drunk. I'm trying to play a game. I
Hey, man, what happened to the good old days of fucking shitting and pissing in fucking hotel nightstands while you're on TDY?
So,
You know?
Oh, man. And another
I got
time-
a couple of those stories. I don't know how that.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Another time I was roommates with Williams, and one morning he wakes me up. He's like, "All right, if you piss in our sink one more time,"
We
because
We
I'd
were-
come in at like 2 in the morning and just piss in the sink, and it's 2 beds and the sink's right there, and so he'd be like on the phone with the whoever or something, or watching a movie, and I'd just piss in the sink.
So I'll go back to I'll do a piston story, one of them, because it's hilarious. It's crew chief buddy of mine when we were TDY. I could say it. Yeah, we were TDY to Alberg, Denmark, and he was banging this one girl, and he said in the middle of the night he rolled over. She got up and squat pissed in his nightstand. Just opened up
Oh,
the
shit.
because she was so drunk, and he was like, I was like, "What'd you do then?" He's all like, "I really didn't know what to do, so I just rolled over."
Shut the drawer. Shut it. My bed.
And then at the Heath, when I was there, we had a guy. He got so drunk he shit the bed. He was with a med girl, shit the bed, and then we found out about it. And so like everywhere we went, we were like leaving notes. It was like, "Hey Dan, somebody called from the dorms. They said you left some shit in the bed. Got to go pick it up, or you got to go to the hospital. They got some shit for you to pick up." Just like all the time, and stuff, just dumb stuff like that.
Phantom shitter.
Yeah,
Someone
just-
came in and shit my bed.
that guy was a pure functioning alcoholic, man. But yeah, he was pretty bad, dude. So
Those were
I
the
had
kind of
one of my
stories that would
roommates-
come out of Key West. Like you would hear about them when they would come back from at Tyndall. They would come back and they'd be like, "Man, someone's still fucking shit in our nightstand," and we had to fucking switch rooms. Oh,
One of my
man.
roommates at fucking Tyndall, we were all passed out, and I fucking hear my door open, and he wanders in and fucking pisses in my clothes hamper. And he finishes, and then I'm just like, whatever. I go back to bed. The next morning, I got the clothes hamper. I'm like, here, you're doing my laundry.
yeah, no kidding. Oh man,
Fucking dicks.
And they
what?
would,
BT.
so they would always put me with somebody that outranked me by 2 or 3 ranks just to try to keep an eye on me.
Didn't work.
And
Still a shithead.
that time I was roommates with Williams. Our room was connected to Coonsmore's.
Oh Jesus, there's a
So you remember there for like a month when Coonsmore just kept getting fucked with?
yeah.
And, so there was first we put baby powder in plates and in his drawers, and he come running out screaming, and it's cut off. We'd only had ABUs for like 2 years, and he's got cut off ABU.
Shit.
What's this
Somebody, there's anthrax. There's anthrax everywhere.
Anthrax in my shit.
I saw that dude eat an LOC one time, man. Eat it.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that? Holy
Yeah.
Christ! I
Yeah.
stood there when it was. He took it, he tore it to pieces, and he ate it right there in front of us. I was just all like,
What do I do?
What do I do?
What
like, bro,
happens?
I
That-
You can't do that.
I was like,
After-
you can't do that.
It
That's like,
doesn't make it gone. It's still on the computer, idiot.
I was like, that's even worse that you ate it, because now I didn't know what to do. I left. That was actually in the senior's office. I walked out. I was like, I'll let you handle this from now, because I don't know.
I
It's
gotta
the extent
go.
of my tech sergeant. This ends right here at the door, because I don't know when somebody eats an LOC. I don't even know why to hear. I didn't
His
write you.
response to the LOC
About a
was to
week
eat it.
after the anthrax deal, we got into his room, and because he kept leaving his fucking door unlocked. I told him this stuff won't happen if you.
Was this TDY or was this?
This
like,
was we were
edges?
deployed to Guam, and so I took glitter and I undid every
Oh my
one of
gosh.
his socks and put glitter in the toes of every one of his socks, and then put them back.
Oh my
And
god.
so for like a month and a half, you could tell where he went on the flight line, because there'd be a trail of glitter, because the little breather holes in your boots, it would puff out glitter.
It's insane, man. You guys are so mean to that poor kid. That guy was The guy needed help, and you guys did not give it to him, which is
You know what? I did help him. I took him out drinking for the first time.
I took him out drinking for the first time.
We hit every bar in Guam.
Oh, the Viking? Did you make it to the Viking? So
Oh, I love the Viking. Oh man, me and Judy Chop shut the Viking down
Oh,
one
I
time
know.
with the chick with one arm.
yeah.
And then we ended up at Porky's.
That
And
was,
then
what was the other one? The other one right there close. It was the American Club. What they call that other one?
Club USA was across
Oh,
the
USA.
street.
There you go.
That's where the Tasmanian Devil was.
Yeah.
That oh man, you guys fucking hosed me that night.
That's not
I looked
exactly hose you. That's not true.
I look around and Judy Chop's sitting next to me and he's like, something's weird, man. And I was like, what? And all the supervision is on the other side of the bar, like far away. And there was dollars all around me. And he's like, yeah, I'm getting away from you.
Oh shit. That's how you
And then-
know.
Oh man, she came out to like some white zombie or something, and she was tiny
violent.
and fast.
That's hot.
She slams
Did she slam?
slams me. Yeah, she slammed me back on the bench and pulled my junk out and hold it with the beer bottle in the same hand. And she's going down on the beer bottle, and then she chugs my beer and breaks it on the stage. And she gets back up and she goes and gets this Japanese guy that's got $1, and she's like, "Watch this." And so she bends him to he's got his beer in one hand and one hand on the pole, and she takes his belt off and drops his pants and whips him a couple times. And then she deep throats his beer and sticks it in his ass and then chugs it and slams it. And I was like, we're getting out of here, Judy.
We gotta go.
We're
We've
going
been
to
our match.
Viking, buddy.
Our match.
Man. At Guam, it was a while. Club USA and the Viking, and yeah, the Tasmanian Devil, the one-armed stripper. She was always a pleasure. She was a nice lady.
Oh yeah, she was the one that took us to Porky's.
Yeah,
we shut down the Viking, and then we went to Porky's, and you got to come in on the back of the building by the dumpster.
Gave her keys to your apartment.
It's like strippers only after hours club. And I'm sitting there talking to this chick, and this little bitty blonde chick comes up and choke slams me. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? She said, I thought you were my boyfriend and you were cheating on me. I was like, well, I'm not. And she goes, yeah, I know. I'll buy you a beer. So she buys me a beer. Then I meet this chick and start talking to her, and her name was Dragon. And I'm like, there's no way your name's Dragon. And she pulls out her driver's license, and her name was Dragon. And so then we go to a hotel room, and she was like, she gets in there and she takes my shirt off and she slaps me a few times, and she's like, I'm a dominatrix. I forgot to tell you. Judy Chop's like, I'm gonna go find you some condoms, sir. So he leaves.
I gotta go.
It's a good friend right there.
So then,
you just wanted to get. Judy Chop just wanted to get away.
I gotta go.
so he comes.
I think my mom's calling me. Sorry, guys.
The next thing I know, he's waking me up, and he's like, dude, look. And I was like, what? I thought you said she was fine last night. He was like, we've been drinking for 3 days. So
Oh no.
she finally wakes up and she's like, you guys got a cigarette? I said, no, here's $5. They got
a cigarette.
She left and we locked the door, and I pulled my cigarettes out.
You slayed the dragon.
Dude. Fucking, you want to chew your arm off in the morning? You're like, oh my god, Coyote Ugly, dude.
Were you down there when those OSI people snuck onto the thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fucking tricky.
Yeah. They try to blend in with maintainers.
No, they posed as English teachers from like, I don't know, Australia or something like that. So they found a couple of crew chiefs who snuck them onto the flight line, and they're hanging out of the other 22 and stuff like that. That's like,
well, and honestly, the stuff that they let them see, the even though the maintainers were
I'm
wasted,
gonna meme that I'm gonna post about OSI today.
they didn't really break any rules.
they didn't break your rules. That's the only reason that it didn't go worse. But it was still tricky by OSI bastards. They got to bring a couple of women onto a couple of crew chiefs. I mean, that's like shooting fish in a barrel, man. That ain't fair.
Yeah.
Right?
Indeed.
Dicks.
That's one of those particular crew chiefs. I talk to him every day or every other day. We're still real good friends. And I just remember he woke up in the back of a bread van that wasn't ours with no clothes.
Wow. That was a good night.
Always a good night on the old days like that. So
Hey,
Yes,
I'm gonna send a pic to the group chat. This is a meme that I'm gonna post about OSI today. I'll show you.
I'm glad I was in when I was, because I don't think you can probably do all that shit nowadays.
Nope, not anymore.
can't do that stuff anymore, man. Social media is some dummy would post that shit on
Yeah.
freaking
Right?
TikTok or
Fucking
something.
phones everywhere,
Yeah.
dicks.
Yeah, you gotta. That was the only thing that kept us out of the most trouble in the old days, right? There was no cell
Yeah.
phones.
Yeah, I mean, remember in the back of the truck, we were fucking quoting movies all day,
Yeah.
fucking Anchorman and all the fucking Will Ferrell movies, basically.
That's like, all this stuff you see about kids that are in school and stuff. Shit, in the 90s in high school, we didn't have phones. So this, it didn't happen. And I think we're probably way wilder.
No, we just that's one way to put it. But there's so many of those too that it's just we did the same stuff as they do now. It's just we did different things as VHS tapes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That we play in the AMU and stuff like that.
Fucking rewind it. Rewind that shit before you return it. Gotta be rewound.
It's like a homemade videotapes that we
Gotta be rewound.
At Lake Heath, we had a system where all TVs in all the offices, and so when we got in there one night and we are playing one of those homemade tapes, and we didn't realize it was blasting out to all the offices. So it was lucky it was mid shift, but you hear guys coming, running down the hall to get us to turn it off and stuff like that. Like, the tape. It's me and this chick and this other guy. And I'm like, oh, the devil's three-way.
Don't look at my dick. Don't look at my dick.
It was cold in there. Stuff like that. So,
don't look at it.
It's gotta give me a little bit.
So, so that you don't have to edit this out, we called him OB for Old Balls. I'm not going to say his name, but I'm still friends with this guy. I talk to him a lot. And we're at the CAC one time.
Was he in the 1900s too?
Maybe. I don't think so. He was just older. I think he probably came in like 2002.
He was like 28 or 29 when he came in. He was older.
He had rented the penthouse at one of the hotels. And so he's like, yeah, y'all come out. And we go downtown and we're like, wow, free beers and stuff. This is cool. And we go out on the patio and he's got one of those like 15-inch lenses on his camera. And I'm like, oh man, that's cool. What have you been taking pictures of? And I start scrolling through his shit and it's all asses. And so keep that in mind. Then about a year later, we're at the CAC and he's like, you guys want some of my DVDs to watch? And he hands me his DVD thing. And it was all full of homemade porn of him and his wife.
Oh shit.
Yeah, OB was bad.
I'm like, here you go, dude. I'm good. And then he got mad.
Like
somebody,
fish.
I guess one of the weapons or specs people, he trusted us. But I know it wasn't me. And there was only 2 or 3 crew chiefs there. It was like me and him, and maybe one other. So one of those guys stole some of the videos. And it was a big thing. And he was pissed off, but he couldn't make us think about it because it's like, you can't call the cops if somebody steals your drugs.
I'll say one more difference in technology wise when we see it like that. So back when again, this is Lake Heath, and why I liked it so much there was but we had a guy who's banging this chick from Texas. You know how they are down there in Texas, but he just taken pictures of her. And so he done that. And then later on, he said, hey man, send me a roll of naked pictures of yourself. And so of course he's going to bring it into work and show everybody, but really crafty, like he stuck a naked picture of himself, like every 4th picture. So there'd be a picture with his dick in his hand with the thumbs up. It's like, so
got him.
You're in the back of the truck and you're like, ooh, yeah, she's hot. Oh, good. Oh, damn it, man. Oh, man.
It's a dick.
It'd be him.
Hey, I'm gonna send this to you. I'm gonna send you this meme. Can you guys fucking post this, like, and share it? like all over the fucking place, all over those groups that you're on.
Blast it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it around now.
Don't tell me what to do.
Tease.
Hey,
Please.
another 40. Mine had a hole in the top.
You had a hole in the top of your 40.
Yeah, it all leaked down my throat hole. I don't know what to do.
Don't
I
stick
found
the
another
bottle.
one.
Don't stick the bottle in your asshole,
Found
or
another
do
one.
whatever you want.
Whatever drives you nuts, huh? So have you
You gotta-
started working on your shit then, Red? On your pilot stuff then?
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm trying to get my AP done first.
That's what she said. Man, I don't listen. It's all the JP8 I drank over the years. Man.
It's okay. Yeah, I drank a fuck ton of it too. Yeah, I'm trying to get my AP done first. That way, I just
You have something to
it
do.
can help me fund more shit.
Fund
you
your.
know,
You'll find good stuff with that.
fund my guitar habits.
There you go.
Not
And Blackbeard, you going to what, one of those finishing schools, one of those road shows for your AMP?
Yeah, it's one of the crash courses.
Okay.
The 13 days. 13
down
days
in Riverside. Are you going to Riverside or what?
Yeah, that's the one. I'm just going to do it. Get it done because my job is pushing me to get my AMP. So
Yeah, they got to pay you more, right?
no, they just
No.
won't fire me.
It's bull.
Yeah, where I work won't pay you more. You know what I
Really?
mean? Like,
That's fucking crap, dude.
yeah, old Martini. They won't pay you more. They don't give a fuck. You don't need your AMP there.
Yeah.
It's all fucking government,
Yeah.
military airplanes, so you don't need an AMP for that.
Yeah.
But
still.
mine is it's a startup company making an experimental thing. So,
Oh yeah.
and I am the only aircraft mechanic in the company right now. So
There you go.
Kinda
Whatever they
neat.
want you to do, then you should probably do it, man.
yeah.
Get on the ground floor of like Microsoft, right? If you can go back to the old days, like the ground floor. They have one like here. It's called Boom, and it's the same
yeah.
thing. They got a mechanic down there, and he's like, "Oh, I'll do whatever they tell me to do because like this is the ground floor. If this thing takes off, I'm gonna be rich."
The Boom
Hell yeah.
Supersonic.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
guys.
I interviewed for them because they brought their X whatever out here, the little demonstrator, and I interviewed for their crew chief position. But like the same thing, I didn't have my AMP, so they're like,
Yeah, the guy they
I don't
got
know.
has all that and the IA, and he's got a background. Actually, he worked at the FAA for a while, so that's hugely useful in the experimental aircraft market.
Yeah.
Right? You can fill out all that
Yes.
bullshit paperwork and stuff. That's
civilian side, especially.
Yeah, there you go.
Your meme has been shared, sir.
I stole it fair and square.
Nice.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
I stole it fair and square and put our watermark on it. Which one
Nice.
did you share? Did you share the mark
The-
safe?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was marked safe from going back into the military.
Mark safe from
duty.
active duty.
Yeah, what a gig.
Hell yeah. Man,
I would love to go back if I could wear these clothes and drink on the flight line and
Keep
pick
the
my
beard.
days. Pick my days that I want to work and keep my beard.
you can
And
have
I'll
your
have-
beard.
Yeah.
just got
One of our subscribers, Shane Frere, he has his fucking beard.
Is he Amish?
Ooh.
How do you do that?
No,
You're a pagan.
Yeah,
I'm a sheik.
your
Mm.
religion. He's got his beard. He's working. I think he's in the desert right now, but he's a crash recovery or tire shop, some shit like that.
Something like that.
Yes, but he has his beard. So I mean, there's
You're running out of excuses, Biggs. He said,
right there.
I want. I want like
code. All they got to do is change your code.
Right
You're good.
07 pay.
Bro, they won't make OCPs to fit your ass, dude.
Is that what they're called now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I'll wear a uniform, but I'm wearing BDUs.
Nope.
Yeah. Everybody wears OCPs except you. Fucking
I'm the only
yeah,
one that
he's
looks
special.
shit hot. My
Fucking
shit's
general of
pressed,
the E4 Mafia. He's the E4 Mafia general. You better salute that
My
motherfucker.
boots are shiny. My shit's pressed.
Better
There's
recognize.
crease in these stripes.
But I need my own office.
I want to
what
wear
are you
senior
doing
airman
here?
stripes, but I want
That's right.
06
Hold
or
on.
07 pay.
You're like senior, I'm gonna need you to vacate this office.
Yeah.
Why is that? Who the fuck are you? E4 Mafia general. Get the fuck out.
Someone's gonna push my.
Did you ever
toolbox.
get? Did you ever get that thing I sent you, Biggs? Mikey,
Which one?
little Mikey, the
Which one?
E4 Mafia General thing, the sign.
No.
What the fuck is Rhino doing? I gave him a Rhino to mail out.
Oh my God! You
Like
should've
2
given him to
months ago.
me. Listen, Freaky Freeland, and everybody else who's waiting on their shit. Sorry,
Rhino.
you'll get it.
Yeah. Because it
maybe
would
I
be the
should
tier
I should
one,
get.
yours, and Freeland's. They're
Yeah.
all supposed to be mailed out by Rhino.
I should make
Yeah.
myself a shirt that's got my senior airman stripes, and then like the 5 stars above it.
There you go.
Why?
You're frozen.
I'm proud of where I came, where I came to. You
I
can't
came
fail staff
to.
sergeant that much, and not be proud of it. You know.
To each their own, I guess.
I was good at my job, so fuck 'em. I was good at what I did.
Whatever you have to tell yourself.
His video is so bad, it just really hurts my head. It really
Well, and so here's the
he's
deal.
taking a
So
drink, he's talking, and he's taking a drink. I'm like, what?
so I can either have really good audio or I can have really good video, but I can't have both for some reason.
He's got a
So-
sweet tarp in the back. Check out that tarp, dude. Move over. Move over. I mean, in 10 minutes, move over.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that tarp. Thing's badass. I mean, they all can't be as cool as, my green screen that I don't use.
I do what I can, you know,
Hold on.
for the people.
I'll get one. It's
Let me
not
see.
attached to your
Let
chair.
me show you.
Where'd it go?
No, I took it off. Let me show you. Hold on.
He's gonna-
What kind of boom is that? Jesus, it's like
Boomtastic boom.
fucking Air Force grade right there.
It's military grade.
yes. That's it needs to be stable for him.
It's like we were talking about those. Well, if you remember those things we had at the 90th that were, they were like a big rack that sit over by the tank barn,
Yeah.
and we never used them.
Kinda
And they
were-
were for like washes or some shit, and they spent so many hundreds or tens
Oh,
of
yeah.
thousands of dollars on them, and we never ever used them, and they sank in the.
They
Yeah, they sink into the concrete or the
Yeah, they sink-
asphalt.
asphalt. Yeah.
What are we
There's
talking
the
about?
big fucking gantries that you're supposed to use.
Yeah. Like wasted Air Force money stuff. They wasted money
Yeah.
on. I was just thinking how cool your green screen was behind it. And it got us on the subject of
Yeah, your military grade boom. There.
your
Mic
military.
boom.
Oh, yeah. That shit's awesome, right?
I can hang a fucking 383 on that bitch.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was
cherry
like-
picker.
Yeah.
He just has a giant cherry picker.
That's right. Looking it up. Right on.
Fucking shit's cool, right?
Yeah,
Fucking works,
Hang on.
man. It's an upgrade.
How does the skate attach? That's
oh man.
That's good.
Yeah, it's definitely a good upgrade. If you guys fucking, little Mikey, if you want to upgrade.
hey, you know what? Speaking of, I wonder if I could get a hold of a Coke bottle somewhere just as an office, like a paperweight. Think that's possible?
Well, I mean, they probably sell them because a lot of people do drink Cokes.
Yes.
I mean, that's okay.
I'd want an actual F-15 Coke bottle that looks like
Yeah,
a Coke bottle
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
instead of fucking.
I couldn't tell by your video.
Yeah, I know. You can't tell if he's mad or happy. or
Yeah, you
sad or
can't
what's
tell.
going on. It's
Can't tell. Hey,
so-
man, in the lives, when you watch the lives, he's usually just fucking sitting back.
It's everybody keeps commenting. They're like, does he talk or does he just sit there?
He just sits there. He does all right. He sits there,
And
laughs,
I feel
does
like
our weather.
I feel like I add a lot to the show.
You do add a lot. I mean, you add the John Goodman aspect, so which is cool.
That's terrible, man. Make it fun of your friend.
Goddamn John
That's-
Goodman.
I used to love when I'd be walking around the slots and somebody be doing a motor change or something, and they're trying to what was it? I think it was a V-band clamp that went around the Coke bottle, and you had to torque it to like X amount of hundreds of like 300
don't
foot
know.
pounds or
Don't
something.
remember.
I
There's
don't know.
90
I don't
foot
memorize
pounds,
tech data. I don't memorize
10
tech data.
I don't memorize
1080 inch pounds, 90 foot pounds.
I don't memorize tech data.
And these guys are like, I can't
Great.
get it. I can't get it. And I was so big, I could just put my feet on the tire and pull it. So
Yeah, brain.
What?
Piper's brain.
Yes, right.
Yeah, no. Hey, bro. When you were doing that, the talk right there, I tried to look at your video. Why I was like,
Dude, I told you, man. I'm not smart enough to keep
can't
up with
watch
it. It
him.
looks weird. One minute he looks super mad, like did I say something to piss him off? He's like, but it's like it just pitches in purple. It's a little weird spot looking.
I can
helps
switch
that
it
his
so that
video is
my
really
video is
dark,
up to
so it
date, but
kinda
my,
hides.
shit.
my audio won't catch up. So
I don't know what.
Dudes. Hey, does anybody have a? We're kind of cutting close to the end. Does anybody have a veteran program that they want to talk about or bring up?
Veterans. I do not.
I would like to say that if you haven't got your benefits and you haven't pursued that, you should probably go ahead and do it, because 2 or 3 years ago they proposed a change, and if you already have your shit, you're going to be grandfathered in. But like say, tinnitus. We worked in the aircraft field, and
What?
so if you have tinnitus,
Can't hear
What?
all right, never mind. Fuck it.
What?
I quit. I'm just
Go,
kidding.
Mikey, come on, dude. Just,
it. If you haven't looked
Mikey.
yet on Mill Connect and you're trying to get your VMet,
Yeah, you
and
don't
it's not
exist.
there, and it says I don't have a VMet, you need to write them an email that they'll get back to you never about.
wow.
But I
My
was
friend-
just gonna say, if you haven't looked into your shit and you legitimately deserve it, then look into it and try to get your benefits, because if you signed up and you did your time, then you definitely deserve it. Don't be a jackass, and don't lie about your shit, obviously, because they will find you and they will hurt you. But if you honestly 100% deserve them, then file your shit and try to get your benefits, man.
Yeah, don't try to fuck him over, dude. There's this dude that I read, what was it? I think it was months and months ago. He was 100%, and he was like going into bodybuilding competitions, taking steroids and shit, right? And he had been paid a fuck ton, being 100%. And then he'd go into his checkups, and the doctor would be like, I don't know how, with all of these listed things that you have wrong with you, you're retaining this much muscle mass, right? And doing all this shit. Well, OSI, they investigated him. He's going to jail, and he's got to pay a fuck ton back.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
So
Man,
that's an excellent point you bring up there too, because that's what's
'Cause he-
happening in the FAA and the VA is they never used to talk, and then they found a bunch of pilots who were like 100% disabled who never claimed any of it when they did their FAA medicals. And so
Yeah.
they're-
And the big thing too is he was one of trying to be an influencer, which is how they got him, right?
Mhm.
Because he was on TikTok trying to be a fucking fitness influencer when you're 100% disabled, bro.
yeah, it's a little tough, man. But yeah, but I again appreciate you guys putting that word out for all those guys. Those are all find any kind of program to help you out. Was it VFW, American Legion? All those guys will help you if you've gotten out and gotten your disability rating, and then you come to find out later on, in 10 years, the burn pits, are causing problems. Those guys will go back to fight for you and help you get, more of what you need.
JP8 too. They're doing studies.
Yeah.
They've got studies
Halon,
with the JP8.
Hydrazine, man. The hydrazine one is a big one. The JP8 is huge, right? 5606 has got a big one that's going to come out soon too. So
hey, PAO doesn't do anything to you.
Well, apparently not. I mean,
You could eat it. You could eat it.
It's not a big deal. Just snort that right off the jet, right
You
there.
could eat it. Didn't the creator die?
Yeah.
Didn't the
inventor die?
And people out there that are listening, you're not alone, man. I go through a bottle of Tylenol every 3 days, 4 days. I take all kinds of pills all day, every day to try to help my body. It's all fucked up, and
It's all in your head.
The stories and stuff that we have, they're great. I wouldn't trade my time for anything. But I sure wish I had my fucking body back. Because if you knew me back in the day, I was a big bad motherfucker, and now I'm just cool to look at.
Now he just fucks gilfs.
Now I'm
Just
just
gilf fucker.
Now he's a gilf. Now he's a gilf hunter.
yeah. I'm
The
not even.
7-year-old women better watch out in Texas.
You
That's
better
why I like the old ones because I can't even fuck
They
anymore.
can't run.
They can't get away.
It's the worst.
That's why he hangs out at the fucking retirement home because they can't run. Take their tennis balls and they're fucking. They can't go nowhere.
As long as my walker can catch your walker, then.
My rascal's on the move.
And I got an F-22 walker, so it's the best there is. You know.
Little rascal. I can fix your rascal for you later, baby.
Yeah.
disabled my walker.
That's fucking good.
Hell yeah, guys. Well, listen. If you haven't already, please go to patreon.com/Keys to the Jet podcast. Go ahead and subscribe. $5.
Bucks.
Shout out to our subscribers. $5 bucks. Shout out to subscribers. Frere, who upgraded himself.
Oh,
Little Mikey is a subscriber. Goodyear and Freaky Freeland. Thank you guys.
freaky.
There are other people, but they're on the free tier, and I'm not gonna fucking mention your names, bitches.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, give the finger, Wolfie.
Oh.
Dang, this has been a good one. It's fucking flown by.
Hey, Wolf. Super awesome to talk to you, man. It's been about 15 years. Love you, brother. I'm glad you're doing well. I see your stuff on Facebook and stuff. Sorry I don't reach out more, but
Hey, man. You know, you can reach out anytime because even after 15 years, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter.
for sure.
You're like on the day you like stop talking. You know,
Yeah,
for
I mean,
most people,
oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh,
Listen.
hey, man, remember that one time that I called you retard? Yeah, you're still a retard.
I'll tell you, 100%, I hadn't seen a guy. I hadn't seen him since, let's see, I left Mountain Home in 04 or 05. I hadn't seen him in that time. Last year, I went, he lives near Boston. He lives down in Connecticut. And I literally called him or sent him a DM and said, hey, man, I'm going to be in town next week. You want to hang out? And, man, we hung out. And it was like, the only difference was like, we were both probably 60 pounds heavier than we were in the Air Force. And he had a great beard, like Blackbeard up there. And yeah, really Rich and I sat up all night long drinking, telling stories about the old days. And it was like we'd just seen each other a couple of days before. So that stuff is super easy. Reach out anytime. And that goes for all you knuckleheads too. I mean, you guys are good dudes. So come on,
Airman Snuffy.
Snuffy, that's right.
Kids. Hey, one thing before we go. Sorry about this. Dude, has anybody, probably our listeners, been in the 333rd at a good old Shady J? Yeah, 333rd at Shady J there. Seymour Johnson Air Force Base officials confirmed Friday plans to inactivate the 333rd Fighter Squadron as part of the move to divest F-15E strike aircraft.
Wow.
Dickhead.
That's something. So I was talking about this the other day, Wolf. When you were coming up, was it like from what I remember, it was nobody wanted to go to Shady J because they heard the maintenance profile was so hard. Everybody was like, they're just gonna.
They don't call it Shady J for nothing.
So
they're just gonna work you into the fucking ground, and so nobody wanted to go there.
Kadena was one for the C models, man. Everyone's all like, "Oh, if you fuck up, you go to Kadena." And Shady J was on the strikes, man. They're like, "Oh," and then Moody. I mean, there's a couple of bases that were like, "No Hope Pope."
No Hope Pope.
Yeah, there's a lot of bases that had that reputation because they were just bad.
They moved everything from Pope to fucking Moody.
Yeah, and so that became next No Hope Moody. But yeah, Shady. Man, Shady J,
Kadena, Dias, not Dias.
Not Dias. No, not Altus. What Altus? Not Altus. It was Shady J, Kadena, Pope. What was the one in New Mexico? Was that Creek?
Alamogordo.
That's it. Alamogordo.
They call him Alamogordo.
Yeah, Alamogordo. That place was bad too. Those are all places. Holloman was, yeah, that was another.
I heard bad things about Holloman.
Yeah, and I'm sure that people who are there had good things to say about it, but I never heard anybody say. Everyone as a Cadena, they're like, "Oh man, they'll work you till you die. The jets are crap. It's terrible." And CDJ was the same way on the strike was.
But
I mean,
yeah,
that's
there was soju in Kadena. So
What's the what's the one in South Dakota? The trash
Minot.
hauler base. Minot. Okay,
Minot.
so Minot, the big ones were Minot. Anywhere there was a C-130.
Yeah, Little
just
Rock.
C-1 fat asses. Fuck you, Rhino.
Trash haulers.
Shady
I
J.
remember meeting up with the dudes from Minot, and we were like, "Man, it was negative 37 when we left."
Yeah,
Like,
that place
fuck you. It was negative 60 there.
like, what? Last, man. Minot was cold base, man. I went through there in like April. That shit was still like cold and snow everywhere.
Like, we came from the fucking Arctic Circle, and you're colder than we are. What?
Dude, I want to. That's wild about Seymour because you know what? I think those guys have been around since like the early '90s. The strike was they were like one of the first places to get strikes.
Yeah, and those guys deploy on a constant basis, man. Well, I think it's one of the training squadrons they're getting rid of.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But still, that's still wild. There's a lot of history in the 333rd. That's like the Lancers or something like that. I think they were called.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what else are they gonna fucking put there? They're divesting all these fucking aircraft. Like there was also a thing that they're gonna start retiring the A-10. Like Davis Mothin is prepping aircraft.
Yeah.
To fucking send to the boneyard. That just came out like 2 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but yet
what the fuck are they gonna do?
They're delivering F-15s, right? I know guys on that line.
The
EX, man. They're working them. They're showing them. Like EX5 rolled off the line or whatever the number is now. And so, I mean, you talk about getting rid of them, but what do you replace them with? The F-35? Really? That it's tough to work on, I heard.
That's another one of my requirements. If I go back, I want to work EXs only.
Be an F-15 guy finally. It'll all be good.
Hell yeah. Glutton for punishment.
Play us the Rick song.
Oh, okay.
Play us out, buddy.
Well,
you want to know the social medias? Here,
yeah,
hold on. I got a song for it now. I got a song for the social media.
Okay. All right.
Nice. It's very sexy. Oh, hey, this is my kid's favorite. Hey.
You ready to come find us on the social media?
Yeah, follow us.
Check us out on the Buzzsprout.
We've got big wieners.
Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and Google. And if you're into the social media type measures, go see our Facebook and TikTok, Instagram, X, and all those beautiful faces on videos on YouTube, along with Discord and Rumble.
Remember, every Sunday we got a roll call at 0930 Pacific Standard Time.
You can see
Go up, assholes.
Sexy upper body every Sunday.
Mikey's talking, but you can't see his fucking face moving. Yes. That's right.
It's got to get him some internet.
That's right. Listen, this has been a great episode. We're almost going on 2 hours. Holy shit, bro. Wolfie, thank you for joining us, and everybody else. Thanks for listening and watching and having a freedom boner while you listen.
Edit this part out, but I finally got somebody to. I told you Wolfie was going to be good.
Couldn't tell by his video.
Yeah.
What's he doing? What's he doing? I couldn't tell if he was excited or not. He's like,
We had talking.
He wouldn't even dance either.
I gotta get into
who's that?
Shit, I don't even remember that one. So
it hasn't been put out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we are talking all kinds of stuff about what I thought I missed a couple in the middle, but I
did not put those out. They're not
we just recorded it.
Those are B
B-roll. Those are Patreon subscribers only.
That's right.
They're not getting recorded in like March, so Red hasn't.
They are not getting
yet.
If you subscribe to Patreon, you can hear it.
Oh yeah. Patreon.com/Keys of the Jet podcast.
Yeah.
Goes back to
Remember,
that.
live every Sunday. All right. Thanks, Wolfie. We appreciate you guys.
Hey,
being
man,
on.
you guys, anytime, man. I look forward to it. You guys take care of yourselves. And if you need something serious, Mikey knows how to get a hold of me. I am on the Facebook.
Okay, cool.
And you can reach directly out to me if you ever need anything. All right. Don't hesitate.
Yeah. I'm gonna send
Love
you
you,
a
brother.
I'm gonna send you a friend request today.
You got it, man. I'll be there. You guys take care. Blackbeard, don't forget that stuff either. All right.
Yeah.
Take
All damn day. Can't
You
help
can probably-
myself. 'Cause
Well,
I'm
I
so
don't want to interrupt
gay.
this song.
We both sit out here and waste our lives away. Swallow his load and watch him drive away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for faggots like me.
The Rickle.
Did he go? He left.
He left. He couldn't handle the song.
Oh, it is living in a
Oh, no.
gay
He's back.
world. I've been
Where'd he
sucking
go?
off Rick
Where'd you
all
go?
damn day.
All right. Kick me out for a minute there.
'Cause I'm so
Oh, shit.
I was sitting here listening and bobbing my head a little bit, just going along, and then all of a sudden I was gone.
Hell yeah.
Can't touch any buttons on this computer.
Wow. All right, guys.
Too
We're out of here.
much.
Bye.
Love
Hey,
you guys.
Later,
What's up?
fellas. Take care of yourselves. All right.
Later,
Hey,
Wolfie.
hit the button so I can tell you how to find Wolf.
Okay. Okay, bye.